The Love Spell Mishap. Scene 1. The beginning of something unusual. The sun was setting in the kingdom of Evergale, casting a soft, peach-colored glow across the land. Lila stood at the edge of Love Spell Forest, gazing at the towering trees that hummed sweetly, their leaves a shimmering pink, drifting lazily in the air like confetti at a wedding. It was the perfect setting for finding true love, or so the tailies had promised. Lila tugged at her scarf nervously, trying to ignore the flutter in her stomach. Her heart was filled with hope, though she'd been a hopeless romantic for as long as she could remember. After hearing about the legendary Love Spell Forest, she had no doubts that her soulmate would be waiting for her within its mystical borders. She stepped forward, the enchanted air caressing her skin like a soft whisper. But as she walked, a rogue cloud, a peculiar one, with a mischievous twinkle, appeared from nowhere and slammed into her face, sending a shower of glittery rain into her eyes. Lila, wiping her face with a sigh.
Of course, that's how my luck goes.
She squinted at the cloud, which floated away smugly, as if it had just accomplished some grand trick. Lila, under her breath,
Maybe I should have just stayed home with a book.
Ignoring the cloud's taunting, Lila walked deeper into the forest, determined to find what she'd come for, true love. Little did she know the forest had other plans. The deeper Lila ventured into the forest, the more enchanting it became. The trees whispered love songs, their branches swaying to a rhythm only they could hear. Birds chirped in harmony, and a soft breeze carried a scent of roses and honey. But as beautiful as it was also odd. The ground beneath her feet was soft as marshmallows, and flowers seemed to wink at her as she passed. She turned a corner and stumbled upon a small, sparkling pond laughing lake. The water shimmered in the fading light, its surface dancing with a million tiny reflections of her. As she knelt to take a closer look, her reflection suddenly winked. Layla, startled, straightening up.
Wait a minute, did you just?
Her reflection winked again. Leela.
Okay, now this is definitely not normal.
Before she could get any answers from her mischievous reflection, a voice rang out from behind her.
Don't worry, dearie, the lake's not going to bite. But it might give you a little nudge in the right direction.
Lila spun around to see a bent, elderly woman emerging from behind a nearby tree, her long silver hair gleaming in the twilight. She wore an oversized cloak covered in mystical runes, and her eyes twinkled with an almost devilish amusement. Layla.
I didn't mean to disturb the lake. I was just...
Old woman.
Disturbing the lake? Oh, darling, you're not disturbing the lake. You're exactly where you need to be.
Before Lila could react, the woman waved her staff, and the air around her shimmered with sparkling magic. Lila blinked. Leela.
Wait, what?
But before she could finish her question, the old woman flicked her staff again, and a burst of glittering magic hit Lila square in the chest. Leela.
Hey, what was that for?
The old woman grinned, her eyes twinkling.
Oh, my dear, a love spell. Of course, you're destined for great romance. I can feel it in the air. You'll find it soon. Just follow the magic.
And with that, she disappeared into the trees, leaving Lila standing there, utterly confused. Leela to herself.
A love spell. What am I? Some kind of fairy tale?
Before she could think much more about it, a loud woof echoed behind her. She spun around, her heart racing only to find a fluffy pink fox sitting at her feet. Its fur was so soft it looked like it had been made of clouds, and its tail swished in the air as if it was wagging. Lila, squinting.
Oh, hi there. Are you my true love?
The fox tilted its head, blinked a few times, then barked happily, hopping around her. Lila, raising an eyebrow.
Okay, so you're not my true love? I get it.
The fox continued to bounce around her, its tail wagging even faster, practically vibrating with joy. Leela.
Well, you're adorable, but this isn't exactly the grand love story I imagined.
With no other options, Lila sighed and began walking deeper into the forest. The pink fox followed, tail wagging furiously. After what felt like hours of wandering through the forest, Lila was starting to lose hope. The pink fox was still by her side, staring up at her with puppy dog eyes and an expression that could only be interpreted as,
"You're the best,"
the voice said. Lila stopped at a small clearing, realizing the sun was nearly gone. But just as she was about to sit down and rest, she heard a voice, a very pleasant voice.
"Well, hello there."
Lila turned and saw a young man standing at the edge of the clearing. His clothes were simple but well kept, and his brown hair was slightly tousled, as if he'd just woken up from a long nap. He had an easy smile and a look of genuine curiosity in his eyes. Leela.
Hi?
The pink fox barked at him excitedly, wagging its tail faster than ever. The man laughed. Damien.
Okay, easy there. I take it you've met? Well, whatever that is.
Leila, half sarcastic.
I think it's a love spell. A fluffy love spell.
Damien.
Fluffy, huh? Interesting. You know, I think I've heard about a few of those going around. It's not every day a person gets a walking, talking furball as a soulmate.
Leela rolled her eyes but couldn't help but smile. There was something charming about this stranger. Leela.
I was hoping for something a bit more traditional, you know? Maybe a prince, or at least someone with I don't know, a pulse.
Damien, grinning widely.
Well, I have a pulse. Does that count?
Lila blinked.
Wait, are you serious? You're not here to mock me?
Damien.
Mock? Nah, I'm more interested in helping you out if you want. I mean, we both seem to be caught up in this magical mess.
The pink fox barked again, as if to confirm that Damien was the right person to be with. Leela.
I think I'm beyond help. This whole place is ridiculous. I'm surrounded by magic I don't understand, and now I'm stuck with a talking fox that thinks I'm his best friend.
Damien.
Well, if it's any consolation, you've got a good companion there. I think the fox likes you, and that means you're probably a great person.
Lila's face soft, and she couldn't suppress a small smile. Maybe this wasn't so bad. Maybe this wasn't the grand love story she'd imagined, but it was something. And this strange, charming man was certainly making her day a little better. As the night sky darkened, Lila and Damien sat by the edge of the laughing lake, the pink fox curled up between them, still wagging its tail in delight. Leela.
So, do you come to the forest often?
Damien.
I've wandered in here a few times, mostly for the view, but I'm starting to think it's more about who you meet than what you see, you know?
Lila glanced at him, meeting his eyes for a brief but meaningful moment. She could feel the magic swirling in the air, and she realized it wasn't just the love spell that had brought her here. It was something more. Leela.
I think I'm starting to understand.
The laughter of the lake echoed around them, And though it wasn't a traditional romantic moment, it was perfect in its own way. The pink fox barked once more, then flopped onto its back, its belly exposed in contentment. Layla laughed softly, her heart light. Maybe love wasn't about grand gestures or enchanted princes. Maybe it was about moments like these, the unexpected magic, the laughter, and the connection. And for the first time that day, Lila realized that maybe, just maybe, she had found exactly what she needed. I hope you enjoyed this complete short story. It combines humor, romance, and the whimsical magic of Evergale in a fun, light-hearted way. If you'd like more, feel free to let me know by liking and subscribing to my channel, and be notified by clicking the notification bell.